sun peeks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. Gone Hunting is a 1 to 4 player game of family fun where you build a unique hunting ground, scout different animals, buy weapons and gear, and roll dice to hunt. Complete objectives and try not to miss. So let's load up the truck and back Gone Hunting today. See you in the field.
Hey guys, it's Big Sexy with Big Sexy Outdoors. If you guys are looking for your bucks to be big and sexy like me, I recommend you go out and get yourself some Big Sexy by Domain. This product is filled with radish, turnips, and kale, and other vegetation to keep the deer coming back all season long. Go out to your local Tractor Supply and purchase some today. Big Sexy by Domain.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What is up?
So we are live and ready to go, and we have an awesome special guest with us tonight, so I'm super excited to tell you guys about him. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do tonight. Our friend LT from LT Outdoors gave us some really cool stuff again. So I got 5 of these here. So we have, I don't know if you guys can see this, the Gator Grabber. We have the Jumbo Slammer. Can you read that? There we go. My light. We have a Drunken Dizzy. We have the Panty Pounder. No, not Panty. Panty. And I have a Pig Pounder. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to throw in there just because we're us. I have our very own BSO Skips hand-tied flies I'm going to throw in here. So by the end of the show, I want you to tell us your favorite Nick Green Outdoors YouTube video. Put it in the comments. Right before we get off, we'll let Nick pick whoever's on there, whichever one he thinks deserves this, and we're going to give it to you guys, just because that's what we're going to do tonight in honor of having Nick Green. Whoever you think, you're going to pick the winner tonight.
Hopefully there's no fights.
I know, right? Well, I'm hoping for one, but no. I do want to say we just had a big thunder and lightning out here just now started, so if I get cut off, that's why.
I just heard thunder here too, Chris, so we must be getting hit with the same storm.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, starting tonight, I give you Nick Green with Nicholas Green Outdoors. Nick, Chris, and I have had the pleasure of meeting out at the Freezer Bound Outdoors Rendezvous, and I'll tell you what, I had a good time with Nick. We joked around a lot. I got to teach him a few things fly fishing, and I am super excited to have him on the show. So, guys, without further ado, Nick Green, tell us a little about yourself, buddy.
Well, thanks for having me on. It was also awesome meeting you guys and helped me out with the fly fishing for sure. I still have to go back out, though. I'm not going to lie. I have not gone back out yet, but I will shortly. So I've been on YouTube now. I understand now Outdoor Channel, but I've been on YouTube since I was like 13, 14. And it started, I had a firework channel where I reviewed fireworks. And then it went, I get nervous watching that clip of me cut potatoes, by the way. So it started, I did a firework channel, then I did a gaming channel, and then I started my outdoor channel when I was, I want to say 15. And ever since then, I have just posted anything that piques my interest. I will try it, do it, and I'll film it. And pretty much everything on that channel is outdoors. But yeah, I did one video. It was a special sub video for 70 subs. And I did a blizzard. I called it a blizzard then when I was younger, but it wasn't a blizzard. But I did blizzard camping and it went crazy. So that's what really started my channel. And ever since then, I post all kinds of outdoor stuff.
So I'm going to go back, Nick. I'm going to go back to what got you interested in the outdoors? What made the outdoors part of you come alive?
I've always So when I was younger, like younger, I've always gardened, like since I was 5. And then my dad, you know, took me trapping a lot. And also I was really into like amphibians, mainly the gardening, amphibians, trapping. Um, and yeah, I mean, mainly just those 3 are what I started with, and bugs. I really liked bugs. It's just those are things that automatically just like were just there when I was that young. And then it turned into camping because I didn't do a lot of camping until I did this video that's playing now. And then people are like, hey, we like this. So I started trying camping more and I liked it. So then that's when I started the camping.
And you do a lot of that now, correct? I mean, I'm watching your videos. It looks to me like you're doing a ton of that right now.
I haven't, for me being like, you know, people are like, oh, it's the camping kid. Like, I don't have a ton of camping. That's something I've been talking to my dad, and we're coming up with some inventions for camping. So I think just to make it more interesting, because a lot of the times I've camped in the same places. So I want to keep it interesting. So we have some things in the works. But yeah, definitely like the camping has always been something people have liked. And I don't know, I always just kind of I'm like that camper that has like 2 bags full of gear and you only need like a quarter of the one bag.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've always just been
You
Now you
saw the
sound like
hotel.
me and Chris. Now you sound
I
like
see.
me and Chris.
I was gonna say,
I'm
you
not as
saw the
bad as
hotel.
I was. I'm not as bad as I was with it, but yeah. I don't know, just it's weird cuz people were literally able to see me grow up on YouTube. Like not all the way through, but pretty decently.
So,
See?
yeah, there he is. Good evening. Can't stay long, but want to support before I head to bed. Well, it's good to see you, Boxy. Thank you for the support from Nick Green and us. So you shoot a ton. I mean, the thing I see is you're always shooting a video. Is this a daily thing for you? Are you shooting a video a day, two a day? What's
So there was this like period for like 3 years where I didn't do a ton and I did some, but recently I have been filming a lot. And the problem with me is I've started filming so much stuff that it's all on one memory card. And there's like I have a memory card on my desk right now. It has like 15 videos on it. And I get it all like mixed together because I'm so chaotic. I don't plan anything, and that's one of the downfalls to my uploading schedule is I'm just chaotic. And usually I'll have the GoPro for like most stuff so I don't ruin my other one out in the rain and stuff, but I'll just grab that and then start filming again. But yeah, I'm starting to really get back in because I went through like a weird couple of years there. But
so not to get off track, but Mike Nye just commented. He said, "I like to catch and cook one." So tell us a little bit about your catch and cook videos.
So I haven't done a ton of them. I'm trying to remember because I think I have a lot of videos now. I had one where I did a squirrel, and the squirrel was really good, and that was because I put it in honey mustard, which I can't even have that now. But I did the squirrel catch and cook. I did something else. I haven't done a lot of them. That's something I got to really
because he knows you're doing them. He made sure he jumped on here to say he knows them. So
yeah, I've definitely done them, but I'm drawing a blank now. Usually when I film something, I'll put it up and then I'm like, oh, okay. And like, after those initial comments, I go through everything and then it's like, oh, on to the next. But
this is probably crazy, but what's your favorite one you've done so far? Not people. I know there's a million views for certain videos, man. I've been watching your stuff ever since the day we met. But what's yours?
It's definitely not one of my biggest ones. Uh, so it used to be there was a bird watching video I did, and there were parents commenting. Like even though I was younger then, like it was cool seeing parents were letting their kids watch because I didn't swear or anything, and it was a bird video where I was feeding birds, and they were saying that they let their kids watch, and they started putting bird feeders out and stuff. But then recently, I have to say my favorite for number one versus number one would be the mushroom farm tour that I did, which I know that's kind of peeking out of the outdoor, camping and everything. And I just did an herb farm tour. And between those two, like I was really happy making those, like fully all the way through. Like I really enjoyed them. So I don't know. Those two were kind of like competing. But
so we have a question for you. Natalie Buffington says, "Hey Nick, do you watch the Outdoor Boys? And they are really good. Do you like what they are doing?"
Yeah. Oh, can you hear that? By the way, that noise.
Yeah, you're okay.
Loud?
That's not
okay.
loud.
It's a pump that goes sometimes. So, Outdoor Boys, I have watched Luke, which is the dad, since Catfish and Carp was like a small fishing channel, which before Outdoor Boys was a thing, there was Catfish and Carp, and that was what he did constantly. And it was really small when I first started watching him. So I've watched him for a while. And actually, Luke from the Outdoor Boys is the one that was able to help me get my YouTube channel back because I got hacked a bit ago. And he was able to get with his team like a support, and they were able to help me out. So even though he's completely busy all the time, he still like helps people when he can. So he's a really good dude. But
well, Natalie, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I watch him sometimes. I'm weird with YouTube. I go through phases. Like like right now I'm watching like firework videos. I just like it's just monthly, it's different stuff. Like I was watching arrowhead hunting, and I don't know, I go weird with YouTube. But
well, Chris just put that video up of a fighter pilot flying. I thought that was one of your YouTube videos there that came
yeah, I filmed that a couple years ago. I was flying.
Here it was a commercial. I thought you were coming in to bomb us or something the way it was going there.
No, that's before I sold my jet.
Is that?
Yeah. The Amish didn't like it.
Yeah. So I know you do a lot of fishing. What's your favorite? Tell us a little bit about your fishing adventures. What you like doing there? Because everybody fishes different. I know our conversations. Everybody fishes. Oh, we got another one. You found some arrowheads, right?
Boxy, I did. I found everything in this box within the past 3. Oh, dropped them on my keyboard. I'll just hold them up. I'm being lazy. Okay. So I went from having 0 arrowheads to now I have these 2. I have this one. Yep. Yeah. There's me staring at the camera. And then here's a crude blade. Is what that is. But yeah, it took me, I walked probably 6 miles total at that one field doing rows, and it was worth it. But
so you're okay. Let's go to arrowheads. I'm not an arrowhead collector, so I love that. Yeah, Chris has it pulled up and ready to go. How do you go around searching for your arrowheads? What's the secret to finding an arrowhead?
I can't say any secrets. I know one thing is obviously you got to make sure they were in your area. But then second of all, the biggest thing, which this is kind of 2 together, along a creek system and on the flats. So if there's a creek and then it's flat on the sides, but it's not low to the creek, it's above the creek. If you go on those flats, you'll find all kinds of stuff. These ones, the reason I only found this many in like a giant field is because this is in the middle of the woods where they put in a field, and it's a hill like this. they would have been hunting, but they wouldn't have been really camping. So that's why I only found projectile points, and I didn't find tools, and I haven't found chips or anything. So yeah, these would have been, they would have been hunting, and they lost these. So
We used to find a lot when the fields were just plowed.
yeah, well so they plowed that, and I didn't even know because this one's literally in the middle of the woods, and the Amish, they till it there, and they till really deep. They have like a really old disc system, and the corn's this high, and I like when the corn's up or whatever it is, the soybeans, so you can see where you've been, and not rewalk the same spot. So I'll stand in the middle of one row, and then I'll do that row and the one to the left and right, and then I'll swoop back. But I'm in an archaeological club, archaeology club, and their collections are insane. And I didn't think I'd be able to find these where I'm at because the hills, but I went out and tried the past couple days and I found them. So yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I have a collection of them out in the hallway, but these are the ones I've found. The other ones I didn't find.
What would you do? Steal them?
No, so the archaeological club I'm in, they do like a raffle, and I was able to get it. Was it last year? Yeah, it's a reproduction, but it's hand flint knapped. It's a huge arrowhead. Well, it wouldn't be an arrowhead. I'm not sure what it'd be. Probably just art. But I have that, and then I have some like really old, like 12,000 years old.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
They all come from that club you're in.
Yeah, but literally people in that club. Now I'm the youngest person in that club by probably 40 years, and that's no offense to anyone in the club. I'm just like so interested in that stuff. But the collections that they have are insane. They have literally like, those little, like this box here, where you've got the glass on top and you can see through. Thousands. Like most of the people in the club have thousands and all kinds. Yeah, there's the bottle digging.
Yeah.
I haven't found anything really rare yet, but
You will. Yeah, I know people that actually take the arrowheads and set them on a wood table and then resin over it so that that's their table then.
Yeah, I found ginseng the other year. It was my first one, and I tried doing that with it, but the problem was I didn't get deep pour resin, and it didn't turn out, so now I've been nervous on using resin. But those tables are really cool, though.
Some of them tables they make are pretty awesome. When I think of arrowheads, you know what I think of? I think of Tom Orr from Mountain Man. You ever see Mountain Man?
Yeah.
That's what I think every time someone brings up an old arrowhead. That man, I love watching him because I think that he has such a skill.
He has
he's
a
the best
lot
part
of
of the show.
Yeah. I hope to be, when I'm older, to know a lot like that. That's why I'm in the archaeological club, because I'm like a sponge for like skills that there's not much about online. It's like, because I was gonna get into brain tanning, which I don't know if you've seen brain tanning, but that's what Tom Orr uses. But
our TJ does that. He can hook you up.
Yeah, they turn out really nice like that.
Yeah, he does all his own tanning and uses brains.
What's up, Peg, now?
So one thing I can tell you is I thought using the brains it would stink and get all nasty and gritty, but it's not. This stuff is really good quality. I mean, there's no stink. You can fold it and roll it like there's just like if you got it bought.
I know they warn about it because disease can spread from that, but I know a lot of people just use eggs as well, not the whites, but you just use the yolk. But I don't know. I'm just into all kinds of stuff. So, like in our archaeological club, I don't know if you know what an atlatl is. We practice with those, and I'm actually pretty good now at atlatl. But they showed me how to they make him. Literally, he gets a stone, and for each dart, because they're darts that you throw, each dart it takes like an hour just to temper it down. He rubs a stone on it and then over the fire, and you keep doing that, and it stretches it and then dries it as you do that. It's just there's so much stuff to do with it. But the atlatl, I really want to get into that a lot more because
there's a video you doing that.
Yeah, that was last year's. Yeah, that was last year's. But I don't know. It's just I like old stuff, I guess. I don't know.
I'll tell you my favorite part of watching your stuff. I'll tell you straight out is that you don't ever do the same thing, and if you do, it's still different. A lot of guys just see the same things over and over. It's a repeating wheel. You have such a variety of what you love to do and what you're willing to try to do that I think makes it so fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. I'm completely just chaotic with stuff. And then I can completely change and get into something else. And that's the one downfall to me is, people that enjoy one thing, like specifically camping. It's like, if I'm not in the mood, then I don't film it. And I'll put up like 4 different videos on like completely different, subjects. But I enjoy just putting up random stuff that I do. I don't know. People like watching. I'm not the smartest with stuff because most things I do on my channel, I'm just getting into. But a lot of people like, just new stuff.
Well, I think they watch, again, I've watched a bunch of your stuff since we started talking and since we got to meet. And what I think is people like watching that you're not afraid to show you're trying it and learning it as you go. I think it's a lesson for them as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been like that because I know some people it's like, oh no, I can't. But I don't know. I've always been like that because my channel, I've tried at times to like sit down and be like, okay, you're going to edit this and you got to change stuff up and make it more, not you talking constantly so I can't cut it, just trying to focus down and change, but I just can't.
There it is. There's your video.
Yeah,
sorry, that's the atlatl. There it is.
So that's atlatl golf that we do, and they have hula hoops and stuff, and you have to, get it into that hoop or close. That's Leon, he's Seneca Hawk Tribe, and he has taught me so much stuff, like a lot. Like I just put up a video not long ago where I hand forged a camp set, and he showed me how to do it. That's Leon. He goes to South Dakota, I think Montana. He goes all over and teaches college students about, Native history, and he shows them the skills but he's like the smartest person I know, like I've ever met. But he taught me how to throw the atlatl too. So, but he doesn't take pictures or anything of it, when he's on reservation, but he harvests deer, birds with the atlatl. So it's impressive.
I watched this video and I was like, how the heck are they hitting anything with that thing?
The power it has. So when you watch slow motion video of it, sometimes they use 9-foot darts. And that center will bend this much and flex. And when that hits something, that point goes in and it starts to, straighten it out. And that power just sinks. It wobbles, but then it sinks in. So they're really, really strong. But he also hand flint knaps his own arrowheads for his dart sets that he makes. He was going to actually make me a set, but I was nervous because if you miss and hit something hard, it's going to chip the the end of the arrowhead off, or it's a
I think that was
Dark-
probably one of
dark
my
one.
favorite videos I watched of yours. 5.
It's fun. Like the camera angles are terrible on that video because it's on my chest, but I thought I'd film it because I did it the other year at the club, and I really enjoyed it. But I have to get a set. I was gonna make a set, but I don't know. I think Leon was working on a set for me. He had a set done for me, and sadly, he had a house fire a couple months ago. He lost everything,
Oh.
but he's already back at it, making all kinds of stuff. But
So
yeah, I'll be there in like a month or so doing that again. So maybe I'll be a lot better.
dude, that's cool. That's really cool. So, dude, you do so much stuff. It's so hard to cover one thing, and I love that. There's so much about you.
Yeah.
How about hunting? Let's go to hunting. What's your? You don't do a whole lot of that, right? I mean, you do some, but nothing
It's crazy. But I know I'm Outdoor Channel, but I don't really hunt. Like I went for a rifle last year for deer. I've done squirrel, but mainly I'm a trapper. That's mainly what for like true outdoor, like, harvesting. It's definitely the trapping side. I'm very good at water trapping. Anything to do with water, anything near creeks. But hunting, I'm not the best because I haven't done it a lot.
There's Boxy.
Yeah, I did the collab with Boxy, and that was pretty fun.
So, water animals. Okay, what's your favorite animal to trap? I ask everybody this because I'm always curious if it's the same answer.
So as far as in a waterway, I mean, weasel technically run the waterway and culvert, but I'd have to say as far as like water, muskrat. I really like going for muskrat. I was gonna do it last year, but both ponds that I trapped, they're Amish owned, and they had some of the younger boys from the community. They got into trapping, so they give each of those boys a pond. So I didn't have any spots last year, but I'd have to say muskrat. Like it's something else. And mink are also just as fun. But if you're going for muskrat, you're going to get the mink anyways. So I mainly just go for muskrat. But yeah, me and Boxy did a little meetup, and we went for like a few days, and we kept meeting up halfway, and we had a line set on Game Lands. Sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. I was just gonna ask you and Boxy are so you've met halfway. You are somewhere around Great Lakes, right?
Yeah.
And then Boxy is on the other side.
Yeah, I'm 30 minutes south of Erie, and he's there's another lake just south of me, and we kept meeting on that lake. But yeah, it was just more for the collab. Like as far as fur, there's no money anymore. It's just like to me, it's a heritage. Like I've been trapping since I was 5 because my dad, my grandpa, and my other grandpa, and my uncles, all of them. So it's kind of just something that's always been there. And as far as it, like I have trapping videos I never put on because I do get a lot of hate for trapping. Like I know it's easy to say, oh, whatever, but like I've had it bad at times from having trapping on. So I don't know. I've been weird with it, but
nobody likes seeing an animal in a trap.
No.
Well, if it makes you feel better, remember that board game at the beginning?
Yeah.
We were told to die over that board game. We got told that we should die and get gored by deer and some other good fun stuff because of the game. Yeah.
Over the board game.
Oh, baby, yeah. Sheila Marks says hi.
What is up, Sheila?
Tagged. No money in it, but it's a family thing. I trap and I take my kids with me.
Yeah, and I think trapping's all about that, don't you, Nick? I mean, it's all about just being part of the land.
Yeah, to me, like someone that's really into hunting, they feel about hunting like I feel about trapping. It's like it's not just like an experience. It's a different experience. Like when you're trapping, there's the different seasons. Same with hunting, and you got to change to the seasons. You're out, on the land. You're looking for tracks. You're looking for air bubbles under the ice if it's frozen. Then you got to swap to underwater, and you got to know where they are. So it's like a game. It's you just got to constantly learn stuff, and that's what I like about it. What's up, Steve? But yeah, it's definitely something I'll be teaching my kids. It's an amazing experience, and it is helping because especially around here, like red fox have been getting really mangy because there's a lot of coyotes and they're focusing the fox down towards the roads. And then the muskrats, they are infesting all of the ponds around here. There are so many. And the Amish have their horses go around the ponds and they keep falling in and hurting their legs because the muskrats dig in and, get up under. But
what's funny is that's usually the answer, muskrats, Chris.
Yeah.
That is usually the answer. Muskrats are the favorite.
Because they're I don't know. Like, there's nothing like seeing, for a hunter, it's like, if they see a big buck on the truck, there he is. For me, like when I walk up to some small ditch next to a main road and I just see like 4 things of brown fur sticking out with like water drops, I don't know. That's like my favorite thing to see. And with them, you never know if it's a mink or a muskrat most of the time until you get them up out of the water. But
sorry, Chris, you had a question. Go ahead. I interrupted.
No, that's fine. I don't hurt my feelings. I don't have those. You've done a lot of different kinds of videos. What's one video type that you haven't done yet that you'd like to give a shot?
So, this one's not a good answer, so I'll come up with another one. But I do want to do like an actual gold panning series. Like when I travel, I want to go to where there's natural gold in a creek or a riverbed and do it then, because I've done it, but it's been pay dirt. You buy it offline and it's seeded gold. As far as video, I haven't done. Man, there's a lot of stuff I do. Let's think.
It's got to be hard, Nick, because you do so much. I mean, I'll say it 1,000 times. The variety of what you do is so different. And I love that. That's my favorite part of your channel. I think that's why you have.
Yeah, it's just a mixed bag. Like
you never know what's coming. Your next video, you never know what you're doing.
Man, what I'm trying to think. Oh, I want to do a video about no, I've already done fossils. I'm really trying here to think of something. Oh, I want to do a ginseng video. I want to do like a ginseng series during that season, and I really want to go out and find ginseng because they have all these TV shows around it, and people like, hey, get out of the woods. Like, most of it's fake, but I want to do something where it's for ginseng. But as far as what I haven't done, it's something I just haven't got into or learned yet. And then as soon as I get into it, I'll film it. Like, I really can't think. Yeah. Most of the things I do so far, though, I've filmed. So.
Yep. You film a lot. I'm telling you. I thought we filmed a lot. And I love, it's like a passion for you to carry that camera. And I think people feel that. People feel what you're doing.
Oh, what's up, Jack Scrow? Yeah, I think I have like 450 videos or something now. I had to take 60 down because YouTube was trying to take me down for my target practice stuff. But I think even after taking those down, I have like 450 or something. And most of them are completely different things. And a lot of it, I'm not an expert in. I'm not an expert in anything, but I'm just sharing me learning about it. And that's the other thing is me growing up on YouTube and like being able to see me grow up. You can also see me like learn skills. Because when I first started with some things, I was terrible. Like when I first went for arrowheads or anything, I didn't know anything about it. When I first went crappie fishing, I didn't know anything about it. And like if you watch through, like I'm getting better at some things. But yeah, that video there, Henry, I'm gonna refilm for them. But I'm friends with the main marketer at Henry, and he decided to gift me those 2 rifles, and I'm gonna redo a video for him because I didn't really like that video. I think I could do better, but
looks like you were a little younger then.
yeah,
I think that might have
I
something to
can't
do
believe
with it.
like I'm just now starting to realize how much weight I lost because it keeps putting up on my phone pictures from like today or whenever it was last year, and I'm like, what? Like I can't believe it. And that's the other thing is I'm able to go on my channel and I can see me changing. I can go back 2 years and it's like, whoa.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that was one thing I want to bring up. I know it's something you're real proud of. So I was going to say you also have another journey in the midst of this journey. And one of your journeys is a weight loss journey. So where have you started in this?
So 2 years ago I started a little bit of a series on here, and it was just weight loss journey. And I think I did two or 3 episodes of it. And then I stopped uploading that. But I did that for about 3 more months after I stopped uploading about it. But I rode a bike all summer and like half of fall. And I was on a diet. It was, there were carbs and stuff. It was like I'll have half a sandwich or something and water. And that whole entire summer, fall, and, like late spring, I only lost 20 pounds. So I stopped that a couple years ago. Well, then I heard about the carnivore diet, which I'm not on full carnivore now. It's more of like keto carnivore, so like 10 carbs a day, if that, which is still pretty low. But I started that, and I can't believe it's been 6 months now, I think. Like right around now it would be 6 months. And since then I've lost like 78 pounds. And I guess the way I am with things is I don't really think about things much, and I just like kind of do them. Like if I see that at the end, I'll be a lot better, then I just see right through it and I'll stick to it. But yeah, that's something I was putting on my channel as well, the weight loss. And I know some people were following along, but like I said in the video, I would do it, even if I didn't have a channel. It's just, I'm making a change. But
so do you think this is far off of where I wanted to go with this? Do you think that's benefited your channel, the weight loss journey, or do you think?
I think as far as I noticed some people that were commenting were saying that's why I had that chipmunk. Some people that were commenting were saying they've watched the channel for a long time, but they never commented. And they decided to comment and say they're going to start, some sort of diet, if not what I'm on. So I think as far as benefiting, definitely like with my community, like my core audience that's been on for a while, there's a few more that definitely have like, commented just to join with it. And that's the thing is like, I know carnivore videos do well on YouTube, but I'm putting it on there so I can see myself, like say this time next year, I can go back and be like, okay, this was then. I click on the next one like 10 seconds later and see the, the difference. But it's cool people are following along though.
So I'm a big guy, right? I'm going as far as losing 70 some pounds, and I always end up gaining it back. I struggle with the fact of, well, I'm hungry, right? Like I'm gonna put it to you straight. I'm hungry, and I have a terrible habit of when I'm bored, I eat. It's not a good one, but it's a habit. It's the truth. What do you recommend to those people in that situation? Because what you're doing is working.
You know what's weird with that? So I was the same way, and I would sit there and eat. Like, I'd be so super depressed, and I would just eat and eat and eat, and a lot of snacks, mainly chips, and then I'd have cereal, bowls of cereal, and I was always hungry. It never stopped. I'm sure I was full, but most of that was just my head, like the sugar. Because when I started this, it's like no sugar. This is a like no sugar diet or carbs. Mainly the sugar though. So I stopped like cold turkey eating normal food and just went straight to eating meat. For a week to almost 2 weeks, I had withdrawals from sugar, like full body cramps from not having sugar. And my head was constantly telling me, you're hungry, you got to get that snack. And even after that first month, that went away. I do not crave anything now. I don't crave a single thing. Like when I sit there and normally, like before, I would have been like, oh, I need to get something now. Now it's like, I don't even think about it because there's nothing addicting that I'm eating. Because when you're eating sugar, it's addicting and it's stuck in your head too. But with this, there's nothing addicting about just eating meat. And so now I just kind of live and I don't even think about eating. And that's why most of the time I don't eat because I forget. But before, it was a constant, like, man, you're hungry. And I'm sure I did not need it at all. But I would get like that.
So Chris had to jump off a second. He has something going.
All right.
But something important going on. But somebody has asked a question. I want to make sure I pull it up here. So Steve says, any new changes in your diet?
Well, aside from eating raw chicken this morning and being terrified for hours waiting to start feeling pain, I haven't felt it yet. I'm nervous though. But since my last update, I haven't changed anything. And problem is now I'm not eating enough. Like, but don't get me wrong, it's not like I've gone anorexic or anything like that. It's kind of just I'll have a little bit for fuel, and even if I have 2 pork chops, if I don't immediately go and exercise, which for me it's walking a field for arrowheads or biking, I will start to feel like garbage. Like if I eat, it's too much. Like I feel like garbage until I go out and I bike or do whatever. So as far as changes, honestly, since my last update, I've eaten less. I haven't even had my keto yogurts that were like 3 grams of carbs. I haven't even had them for weeks. So yeah, I'm not uncomfortable though. That's the thing is, if I was uncomfortable or I was hurting or I felt I was lacking in nutrients, I would have changed it. I'm not going to sit here and hurt myself over trying to lose weight.
Right.
But now that it's been 6 months, it's just like I'm living, and like food to me now is not like what it was. Food to me was such a big part of my day. It was something on my mind that I had to constantly do. But now it's like not. It's just
so
not on my mind.
Staying busy in the outdoors, that helps dramatically, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that helps with and I'd also like to mention I've barely exercised up until the past couple weeks. It's been nice out. But I started the diet over winter and I did nothing. Nothing. And I lost a ton. But now that I'm working out, I'm starting to gain so much strength so fast. Like I've only been biking for a couple weeks now, and the strength I've gained in that short period of time is really noticeable. So yeah, it's just it's definitely a journey, but
that's what I said. I don't want it to come off weird, but it's a journey inside a journey.
yeah.
You have your outdoor journey. I remember talking to you at the rendezvous, and you said you wouldn't believe this, but I used to be a lot bigger than this. And one of the things I did was jumped on your channel, and I was like, "Holy crap, he's not lying." Not that I'd ever judge who you are. I'm not a judge. God is, but I could definitely see a difference, and exactly knew what you meant when you said that to me. And I think it's awesome that again, I'm a big guy. So for me, I think it's incredible that you took this journey inside the journey and that you are doing something different and to better yourself inside it. And personally, myself, I'll speak for myself. I think it's very inspirational.
And I know a lot of people, by the way, that's my pro fisherman dad there for trout. But I know a lot of people, it's, especially like with keto, from what I've heard with the keto diet, is since you're still eating a lot of carbs, it's not a lot, but some, if you can't really control habits with cravings, because you will get cravings from carbs, if you can't control that, then you'll eventually, get off of it. So that's why I went with this, with the carnivore, which I also want to do it because it's one of the ones where you look up online, it's like, it's going to kill you, so I was like, okay, I got to try it. Like, that can't be true. Like, it can't be true. So I tried it. But yeah, it's cool doing it on there and posting it. Just so even if it helps one person, if it helps one person, even if they're not doing the same diet, if it helps them, like, hey, he's sticking with it, I could stick with it. And I know there's a lot more than one person, but it's cool. I never thought I'd be doing a weight loss thing on here. And, I did the other year, but it was kind of small. But I really am. I'm just putting it on just to update. And I never expected people to, really follow along and join on it. And it also, for me, it adds power to me to keep going, because I didn't plan on, stopping. But, it was kind of in a thought, for eventually. But so many people are following what I'm doing that, I'm like locked in now. Oh, there's that fake gold watch I always wore.
So we try to keep our podcast 45 to an hour. We've reached 45, so we got about 15 minutes yet. I want to cover as much ground as we can in that 15. So I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm going to go back to the beginning just a little bit. I'm going to go back to your reaction the day you realized that video took off. What did you think the day you realized, and like, how did it start, just that you realized it just took off?
So the crazy thing is, and I'm not like, I don't like talking about myself, but I've never really, like, I know I did that, video. It was a sub special, and I cared about that audience, like those people that were really watching me. That's why I filmed that video that went crazy. But like, as far as subs, I've never really cared, like, never. And I have actual footage of me filming my TV whenever all that was happening, and I still have to make a fun video and put it on. But I have footage and stuff of my reaction to it years ago. And at first I was like, first of all, what's going on? I'm just here posting videos, for my small little community. And another thing is, I never expected to get money from it. Never. Like, there wasn't even a thought in my mind. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of people all of a sudden commenting, and I didn't know what was going on. So it turned out my mom, dad, and my sister were watching the live sub counter online at the time, and it was literally doing this. Like, it wouldn't stop for like 3 days straight the first time this happened. And they were watching that, and I was watching it, and then I went crazy for the one thing. So I was really into games then, retro games. I still have a massive collection of retro games, but there's a YouTube channel called I think it was Alex C&D or it's something. He plays like Nintendo Switch and stuff. But I used to watch him. He subbed to me, and it popped up on my screen, and I was like, "What?" And I remember I freaked out about that at the time. But the subs, I was just confused. I was really confused. So then I seen like 2 comments. Now it blows my mind that this was the case. But out of all the thousands of comments I was getting, I only seen 2 about where the source was from on what happened. And I seen Reddit. So I downloaded Reddit because I never used Reddit. And I went on and I was #1 on the front page. And that's what happened. That's what blew the video up. So I was trying to figure out about Reddit and what it was and what the page was and whatever. But yeah, honestly, I was confused. I was really confused. Like big time. Like more than anything. I wasn't like, yes, subscribers, get a play button. Because even like the play button, I have the play button. I haven't hung the play button up. Mainly because I'm nervous about it breaking because it's a mirror. But in all honesty, I was just confused. Like through the whole thing, I was confused. But that's the biggest thing I could say.
You were thinking in a confusion. I have to know, like, was it, what did I do different? Where did it?
I was like, what is going on? Because I would refresh my screen and I'd have like 2,000 more subs. I was like, what is going on? And that's another thing is, so you could see how many subs do I have? What does it say? It's like
569.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was at 600,000. I've lost that many. I've been losing subs for like 2 years now. And the reason why is because my subs are overinflated. None of them are fake. They're all real. Like people were saying I was botting subs and stuff. But just so many people subscribed because of that one video just to be like, because I was younger then. I can see now why they did it. It was kind of like, oh, let's get this guy, some subs. Look what he did. I can see that now. And that's why people subbed for that video. Well, most people. But, now as time went on, people are unsubbing because they're like, who is this? They're like, what? Like they get a recommendation now. I don't even look the same now compared to them. And I've been losing for a while. But I have a core audience on my channel that since the beginning have just always been there. And all the, these other side hobbies I do, they have always followed me and, enjoyed that stuff. So, yeah.
So there's some comments popping up. The trapping videos didn't go over with some of them.
And by the way, that's Jack's grandma. She's like a grandma to me pretty much. But that's where I was. I did my Texas trip and I went down there and stayed. That's where I was down there for like 12 days, I think.
Oh, nice. Now, there was another question here somebody had up, Chris. It just popped away. I wanted to make sure we covered it. I think it was Battlefield.
Steve. So I'm planning on getting to Gettysburg this year. Obviously, you can't Melee Tech Gettysburg. But if I can find even a follower that's, near there and it's not on, actual battlegrounds, main battlegrounds that are protected and stuff, I love the Melee Tech down there. Because, they find those bullets everywhere. So if I could even find one, I have one here, but I didn't find it. But definitely around Gettysburg area, I want to go down.
I want to be able to use you to give a shout out. So I'm sure you have a bunch of sponsors and people who send you stuff. You want to list some of them off while you're on here so these guys get some recognition?
So I would have to have like over the years I've done so many like, you know, like worked with so many companies. But I know one, you know, main company that they've been there, you know, for a long time. The Hidden Woodsman. The Hidden Woodsman, he makes all kinds of bags and gear, things like that. And he's been a long time supporter. I would name a bunch of other companies, but I can't even remember at this point.
I wasn't putting you on the spot. I just know there's always that somebody you give a shout out to.
Yeah,
you know, we do it as well. We give a shout out. We want to make sure. I want to make sure you got your shout out in here before.
Yeah, as far as a smaller company, definitely Hidden Woodsman. If you're getting anything like that, like bags, anything like that.
Dude, Chris is quick. He has that pulled up there. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's always good at what he does,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know if you've seen the bag I had there, but it was corn stalks. Yeah, it's all great. But
I can't get over how fast Chris pulled that up.
And also my main hot tent, which this is another, it's not really smaller, but kind of. It's just a family business. Ellis Tents. Very good quality tents. And I still had to pay, but I just really enjoyed working with them, which I have to repair that tent currently. But yeah.
You have to repair the tent? Uh-oh, what did you do?
So I used it probably 30, 35 times. Now this is a 12. Yeah, that right there is the one I have. It's a 12 by 12 that I have, and it has a wood stove. Well, you can't have any moisture on that canvas when you roll it up. And there must have been a little bit of snow or something that got past when I was rolling it the one time. And I had it in the shed. And then, not this run of it, but the last year, I took the tent there and I unrolled it, and the mildew got the one side and made it to where you can poke your finger through. Now, I babied this tent, by the way. So it really had to slip by me. It must have been snow. But I've had that literally stretched out in our living room drying before. So I got to get it repaired. But
dude, they're nice tents.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really nice. For me, it's kind of too big. You know, a 12 by 12. If I jumped, I couldn't reach the ceiling. It's a 9-foot peak. But I also have their bedroll, which it's a cowboy bedroll. But yeah, that's as far as I haven't worked with a lot of small companies actually. Now that I think of it, I really haven't. Yeah. Another thing is the MREs. I can't do MREs anymore because my diet. People want to see MRE reviews again.
I guess, yeah, your diet changes all that. Anything with eating, huh?
Yeah.
Fish.
Especially with those.
Should be able to eat a ton of fish, right?
Yeah.
You have to do some cooking, crappy.
Yeah, there's things now I can't eat, like a lot of beef. I can't eat beef now as much. I don't know why. So I did that COVID video there where I had that like hazmat suit on. That's the only time I've done like a funny video, but I have so many that I've wanted to do and I never did. But
I seen a video by a guy local here, who, yeah, you'll appreciate this. It was when all the shootings and things were happening. They were talking about taking away everybody's guns, and it was a big ordeal at one point. And he shot a video. He had a gun standing in a corner, and he videoed the gun, and he said, "Don't you move from there. I'm telling you right now. Don't do it. I know you're going to get up and shoot somebody, you son of a gun. Stay sitting." So he made a fool out of people. That did not go over well, I have to tell you, I chuckled.
Yeah, I've had serious problems with YouTube and target practice because I almost got deleted multiple times, so I had to take all my videos down. But
really? And what was the problem they seen with your target practice?
I had a strike over a slingshot video.
What were you doing with it?
Shooting oranges or something? I can't even remember. Yeah.
I don't understand. People shoot deer every day.
Yeah. No, I don't understand. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll just make some new ones and hopefully that turns out.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say Meat Eater made their money off of shooting things on camera.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane to me.
yeah. I don't know. I I don't know.
So I'm going to throw one at you. You probably haven't done yet. Have you done any bow fishing?
No. I haven't done any bow hunting videos. I don't like bows, but I like the atlatl, so that's why I did that. But I did want to try bow fishing at some point because they have a lot of carp.
Reason I brought that up was for two reasons. One, you were showing videos of carp, and two, Chris and I were just sharing around a video last week of a slingshot that you can shoot fish with the reel on your wrist.
I was talking to a company that wanted to send one of them, but I don't know. I feel like I'd shoot my hand.
I want to try it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm willing to shoot my hand.
Well, it'd be like Spider-Man, but you have a fish on the.
I'm willing to shoot a finger at least once to try it.
All right.
I mean, think of the views.
Yeah, it'd probably do well.
Probably ban me for all the words I'm going to use when it happens. But
You just have to mute the video for like 3 minutes.
dude, I'm telling you, it gets pretty harsh sometimes for me. You're going to hear a lot of beep, 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 beep. I don't know if you've seen my muzzleloader video. There was a lot of beeping in that video.
There's a lot of times, I would on the channel. That's the other thing is my channel. There's not a single swear word on my channel or something even like a swear word. Like now with my friends, I do, but like on my channel, it's like a completely different. Like I just completely shut all of it off. It's like, so that's one thing I'm happy with because there's a lot of parents that have said, I'm entertaining that their kids like to watch me, do whatever. Because I had an owl pellet video where I dissected one, and a teacher commented and said she's showing all of her classes this one when they do it because she liked how happy I was with the video. So I was like, so things like that. That's what I really enjoy. Like that's when I get real happy. It's like with teachers' comics. I've had it happen on other videos, but. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I think that's really awesome, especially teachers commenting. So it's definitely that's why I'm going to go back to your videos are always different, and as you're learning, your experience is teaching others.
Or introducing,
right?
Like I mean, with the atlatl, that's really fun, and I didn't know about it until I did the archaeological club. But
I know about them. Never used one. Always wanted to. I might hit you up one day and make a drive.
Yeah, they've got a lot of power. A lot of power.
I've never seen one in person, so I would thrill me to.
Well, our club has like 6 sets of them, 4 darts per set with the thrower, and
really,
yeah, we use them at the club, and they don't have sharp ends. That's for sure. But
what are they, like a blunt tip?
Yeah. There's the NGO sub box. Oh.
I love that picture.
Oh, the hot tent. That's that 12 by 12 tent.
Yeah, when you're standing in the tent with the light on and you can see your.
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite pictures you have on your thing.
Yeah. Where did I take that? I don't think it was during snow season then. I can't remember. I've taken so many pictures with that tent. But because it's cool, whenever you have a light in that and you're in the middle of the woods, it lights up like a 30-foot area around it. Like it turns into a lantern.
Really?
So if you're going outside, just turn your flashlight on the brightest setting and it literally turns it into a lantern. It lights everything up.
Ooh, that's awesome. So I could see you panning for gold with Mav and Steve Wales.
Yeah, so Mav me and him are gonna collab. I actually haven't talked to Mav in like a couple of months now, but Steve, I talked to him like real recent. We're still collabing probably this year, like soon. It just depends on when he comes down. So I don't know about gold panning just yet, but I know eventually I will gold pan. I'm gonna try to go up, and yeah, I'd like to go up in Canada to do it, but we'll see.
So, Nick, we have reached over our hour mark, and I will never leave the show without asking this question. So I'm going to throw something at you here. This is something very good and very positive that you can throw. You have an opportunity. I give everybody to throw back out to viewers, and especially young viewers. Our goal is always to try to show the younger generation that there's another way out there. Maybe it's not hunting or fishing. Maybe it's gold panning. Maybe it's, finding arrowheads. I want you to leave them with a piece of advice to bring them to the outdoors. So what's your piece of advice?
So, see, I can't do little short things.
It's all right. I don't need you to do a short thing. I just want you to leave a beautiful piece.
But as far as with me, like when I was younger, I understand I'm still younger, but I'm starting to, I'm at that starting to get that adult age. But it was as simple as I would just go on walks. And I know this isn't crazy advice here, but I just remember I'd go on walks. And just from going on the walk, that's what got me hooked on amphibians and birds. Just hearing all that. I would just bird watch, and then I would see the tadpoles. Literally one small thing, just because I played a lot of games. Just from me going out and walking to see the tadpoles, because that's what I remember doing. I'd walk out into the woods to see the tadpoles. Just from me doing that, it got me hooked on everything else. Like, it all led from that one point. I know it's not crazy advice. That's just... Oh, I hit my mic. Yeah, but I don't have a ton of advice. But I would just say, when people talk about outdoors, I know a lot of times it's categorized under just a few things. So do you hunt? Do you fish? And even trapping. Now, people don't even talk about trapping most of the time now. Like, if you're talking to like general public, like most don't even bring it up. They just say, do you hunt or fish? But if you look into it, being outdoors, like literally the list would just go on. I mean, it'd be pages of different things. And yeah, just explore. I know one thing is, like, for me personally, what gets me into a lot of things, and even if, some of it's not outdoors, but most of the stuff I'm into is outdoors. I just talk to people and I get introduced to stuff. I used to be kind of shy and I wouldn't talk to people, but I started talking to people that have had these hobbies their whole lives. And from talking to them, I gained multiple new things. And sometimes, I didn't like that, but some of them click and it just adds a complete new thing for me to do outdoors. So I would say definitely talk to more people. Don't be shy, because you'll always get introduced to new stuff. But that's...
I think that's good advice. There's probably one thing that's never been said on this show from somebody. So I think that's awesome advice. Don't be in your shell. Don't be nervous. Take a step. Talk to other people, and don't be afraid to learn. So I think that was...
Even if it's not with outdoors, just anything. Just if talking to people, especially if you're younger. Like when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of friends my age. I would talk to people that just put me on to other stuff. And yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. Just reach out to people.
I like it, Nick. I think it's great advice. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know when we get on, everybody's unscripted. We just do our thing and we walk through. But that's why I like what we do, because I like that we get a feel of everything. And you're open with yours and we're open with ours. And I really love the way our show rolls. It's one of my favorite things I do. And of course, I get to share it with cool people like Chris and yourself, which really always helps me love it a little more. So meeting you was probably a highlight of our life. When we met you and you told us your amount of subscribers, we were like, dude, we're 40. We're in our 40s. That's awesome. We jumped right on your stuff. We're going through, we're looking, we're like, no way, dude, look at this video he shot. Look at this one. So you inspired us, and we're 40. I mean, we're in our 40s. So, that was really cool for us.
Yeah, it's just on my channel, people have seen me, and people can probably understand now I'm addicted to learning stuff. But it's only stuff I'm interested in. I'm not good at math because I'm not interested in it. But stuff I'm interested in, yeah, and filming it just shows. And I don't care showing I'm bad at something. I just want to show progress. At first it's bad, but over time on the videos, things get better. But I don't know. It's weird growing up with YouTube because, like with school and stuff, not a lot of friends. I was bullied. And on YouTube, I've made so many friends. So many friends. Like a massive amount. Like I feel bad because I could never go to every channel like every week when there's uploads and, watch and comment. It'd be impossible. But just meeting other people, especially, like the outdoor community on here. The outdoor community is just, I love it. But there's so many different communities on YouTube, and a lot of the people I've met are like the same, Maybe they're not as chaotic with tons of different hobbies, but they're just cool people. And the reason people watch is because they're cool. So I like talking to them. Well, you guys are cool too, that's what I'm saying. But
I'll take that. I'll take that we're cool. Thank you. I like being cool at 40.
Yeah, because if you come to YouTube and you come in swinging and you're not cool, you're not likable, people just don't like it. You have to be yourself. You have to completely be yourself on YouTube.
Absolutely. I agree with that 110%.
You can't shut down. There's been times I've tried to, and it just doesn't work. I don't feel comfortable, and people can notice you're not comfortable. So if you're yourself and you're enjoyable, then yeah.
Oh, look at what Chris is going to show you.
There's a lion right behind you. Oh my God, there's a lion.
That was out at the rendezvous. That was their 3D decoy. That video got 12,000 views or close to 12,000 views. I couldn't believe it. I said to Chris, where?
Problem with me is I kept getting real tired. Well, like the 2 nights, and I'd be walking back and I'd see one of them things, and I think it was a black bear. Because there's a lot of black bear there.
And that one that was right next to the bathroom?
Yeah, the one you guys were riding, yeah.
I was trying to ride him. Chris wouldn't let me. I just want to point out he wouldn't let me. He kept saying, don't do it. Don't you do it.
I wonder if I mounted that around my e-bike. Just mounted it over like a shell.
What you should do, now listen, I'm going to give you some advice before we go. You're going to love this, is put wheels on it. Right? And then mount it really close so it looks like it's chasing you. Can you imagine the amount of people that will stop to watch that bear chase you? Even though it really isn't.
I haven't had one chase me in real life, but one right in front of me running at like 40 mile an hour. I was like, what? I was like, you could run that fast?
They can move. Them things can move. Yep, they can move. Them things are sick. I'd love to see a video, though, you doing that. So let me know if you do it, because I definitely am going to watch it and share it. But, Nick, you have an open invitation from us to join us anytime. We're actually looking to change our show around a little bit. We're looking to actually more do like I guess you would say a more news thing, where we still have special guests on. we're looking to update a little bit, change a little bit of the way we're doing things, not because we want to change it, because we think it'll do a little better, and we want to involve our whole team. So there's 8 of us on the team. We're trying to get the whole team involved a little more.
Well, I know with how much the PA Game Commission changes things, there's a news story for that every week. So
yeah. Well, that's something we want to. Yep, 110. I love that you said that, because that was one of the things we talked about. I would love to personally get a game warden to join our show that would each week tell us a new updated law or highlights. You know what I mean? I think that would be awesome. So, again, stuff we're working on, checking into. Not saying that will happen, but I would love to have you back. Maybe get you on we'll do a special on an own special adventure, maybe a new adventure that you're trying, get you back on. I think that'd be really cool. But I want to say thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. This is probably the shortest time I've ever been on a panel, even though it's an hour. It's 16. I would be on StreamYard for hours at a time on some of the communities I've been in, and I haven't done it in a while. So it's like, it's weird being back up here, but it's cool. So,
well, what's funny is we used to be on a lot longer. We used to go to, everybody was done. And we ended up getting to a point where we realized once we hit that hour mark, by an hour, our viewers plummeted.
Yeah.
And we have this whole show going and there's nobody else watching. So we thought, why continue? At that point, we'll have a second show. You know what I mean?
And as far as replaying, because there's always, the replay. But, past an hour, then it's like, whoa. It's like, you got to really sit down,
Yeah, and Chris will run it through a program and edit it into shorts, and he'll pull shorts out of it and then put that in. And so the longer we make it, the more intense it gets. But I'm going to invite you to come back. I'm sorry that we're going to cut it an hour and 17.
Oh, you're good. I'm actually sweating really bad right now because my AC's off because it would be blowing on the mic.
Hey, same here, but I'm one of them guys. I wish I would have got my underwear where nobody. You ever see them commercials where the guy stands up in his underwear? When COVID was hitting, they were doing the online chats, and they're like, "This is you." But
Yeah.
I'm wishing I was that guy right now because I'm in the same boat, man. I have everything off to keep the sound down, even though we wear earmuffs. I still get echo if I turn those things on, so I'm in the same boat. But Chris, before we go, you have anything else you want to add?
No, we've pretty much covered, and I just can't wait to see your next one. Maybe we'll do skydiving or scuba videos next.
I don't know about skydiving.
He said we. So that's him.
We could build a redneck, one of them submarines.
That'll work. We'll try it.
Okay.
I'm in for whatever. Hey, have a great night, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, Nick. And I want to say God bless to you, all your viewers, and everyone else. Thank you.
See you.